About 10:40 this morning, we responded here for a medical emergency at the nursing home that you see behind me. Engine 126 and an ambulance. Engine 126 is here quite frequently. This is their still area. They parked in the usual spot where they always park to let the ambulance back up all the way to the doors behind me. And there was a failure of the concrete parking garage where they parked. So the two front wheels of the engine are not supported right now. It's being supported by the bumper. There were no injuries, nobody involved in the collapse. The crews called for a collapse response initially just to make sure we had proper assets on scene, to make sure there were no injuries, nobody trapped. There's nobody injured, nobody trapped. And we're just working with our partners at 2FM to secure the vehicle, which is secured from the backside. And we're probably going to have to use a crane to lift it out of the hole and then remove it from there.
Crane from where?
Probably from the street or the vacant lot to my left.
Big operation.
It's a big operation, and there are people more qualified than me to make those decisions when they get here. Our job is to support them.
That's a lot of weight.
It's about 38,000 pounds with the engine empty. We already emptied the water out of the engine as soon as we were able to secure it from the backside.
With the water?
Maybe about 40,000 pounds, 42,000 pounds tops.
And was somebody inside of the engine at the time?
Yeah, the engineer was inside of the vehicle at the time. The engine was caught by the front bumper, the tow bar in the front of it for where we tow it when it breaks down, and it supported the engine and the engineer. The engineer was able to crawl out the rear door and call for help. The rest of the company was inside taking care of the medical patient.
Did the engineer describe to you what it was like? What was the experience like?
Nothing that I can repeat here.
That bad, huh?
Yes, sir.
Was it quick? I mean,
It was very quick. It was a sudden failure, sudden concrete collapse failure. It doesn't appear to be a supporting beam underneath where the concrete failed, and the rest of the structure appears sound at this time. But we have representatives from the building department on the scene here with us.
So from the firefighter's perspective, inside.
Want to wait?
So from the firefighter's point of view, what did the firefighters see in here?
They just heard a loud crash and the engine fell into the hole. It was supported by the front bumper, and they immediately requested a collapse response because they knew there were cars below them in the parking deck. And they wanted to make sure nobody was injured or hurt.
This was their usual spot, so obviously no problems ever before?
No, we've never had a problem here. I don't know how many times offhand we've been here in the last month, but Larry Langford can get that information for you.
So you had a medical emergency here, so what happened to the medical emergency and whoever they were?
The medical emergency was taken care of just like always. The ambulance and the firefighters took care of the patient, removed that patient to the hospital. No time delay or care delay. And we upgraded the response to a still-in-box full building collapse and scoured the area to make sure there were no injuries and nobody trapped, and we returned all companies. And now we're just standing by working with Fleet.
Did the engineer think it was going to go through? Was he like scrambling to get out right away?
I know he exited the engine immediately upon the collapse, and I have not talked to him since I first got here.
I hear this is one of your newer trucks. What kind of shape is it in?
Appears to be fine right now, but those final determinations will be made by Fleet Management.
Any timetable?
No, sir, not yet. I'm hoping a couple hours, but it depends on when the crane gets here and we get it set up. We want to make sure we do it safely, cause no more damage to the engine, cause no more damage to the building. So,
You've been with the fire department how long?
33 years.
33 years, long time.
Yes.
But anything like this happen in your experience?
Routinely, we have had some sinkholes, some engines and trucks fall into sinkholes on city streets. So it's similar to that, other than it's just not supported right now by ground below it. Okay.
Safe to say the engineer